What's up, family? It is Caden
and Christina, and today we're going to talk about divorce from financial infidelity.
Don't get caught.
Don't get caught. Anyway, please remember to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you have any comments about what we're talking about today, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below.
So, we recently read the book, The 5 Money Personalities by Scott and Bethany Palmer. One of the troubling statistics in the book is out of the 50% of the marriages that end in divorce, 70% of those marriages are due to financial reasons. And so financial infidelity is a huge part of why many people marriages ends in divorce. And if you want to secure your marriage from divorce, understanding financial infidelity is so important. And that's one reason why you really want to watch this entire video.
So let's dive right in. What is financial infidelity? Now, financial infidelity broadly can be defined as anything related to money that causes you or your spouse or partner to be dishonest. Yeah, broad definition. And there are many things that can cause financial infidelity, and today we'll talk about 5 of those things. So the first thing is financial separation. This includes having separate accounts. While there's nothing wrong with having separate accounts, in fact, Kaden and I definitely have separate accounts for personal expenses, if I want to surprise him for his birthday or, a little play money.
Yep.
Then I'll take it from my personal account. And the book gives an example of there's this couple, a husband and wife, and the wife moves $100,000 into a separate account. And the husband is upset because she didn't consult him. And the wife feels upset because she feels like her husband can't trust her to make sound financial decisions. Now, if Kaden moved $100,000 from our account, I would be super upset.
And if she didn't notice, I would be super upset.
But the whole point is that having separate accounts can lead to distrust between partners, which could lead to a breakup in marriage.
Especially when those separate accounts are secret accounts. And so the second major cause for financial infidelity is overspending and debt. And so if you have debt, or especially if you have debt and are overspending in your relationship, this can cause huge money problems.
I remember when we were paying off our debt, we had a strict budget. We're supposed to stick to it. And I had trouble with going over the the takeout, eat out food budget. And Kayla wasn't too happy about that.
And I didn't necessarily mind going over on the budget per se, but what can cause tension in your relationship is the disagreements that may come, because if she goes over, that means that we would have to calculate a new budget together. And she didn't necessarily always like sitting down to do the budgets. And so it'd be like, if we go over on the budget, we kind of have to recalculate the budget together as a couple, because we truly believe in managing the finances together and having those conversations together to avoid financial infidelity and divorce.
Our next root of financial infidelity is lack of planning. Now, this can come up when a couple is trying to plan for retirement, or even trying to plan on how much money they should save for their kids' college. And there was an example of how the wife wanted to save up money for their daughter's college, but the husband consistently said no, she needs to work her way through school so that she can feel like she earned an education, and it's better for her to pay off student loans than to have to take care of her parents in the long run.
Sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar. And that example really hit home, because I am super passionate about saving up for our son's college fund.
I am as well.
And back to the example.
You continue.
Back to the example. The wife ended up taking out a loan behind her husband's back because he refused to set aside money to pay for their kids' college, just because of his philosophy, his thought about college education, that it should be earned.
Yeah, I remember Christina and I actually talked about this a little on the channel, not about the book because we didn't read the book, but we were having a conversation about saving for KJ College Fund. And Christina wanted to save $400,000. And at first I laughed it off because I just thought it sounded like a joke, because like $400,000 just for college. We can do so much other stuff with that money.
And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, well, he may go to college, room, board, tuition. He may even want to go to med school, law school. I want to be prepared to pay for that as well.
And so it's so easy to not see each other's positions or think the other party is crazy for their perspective, aka she thinking I'm crazy, because college can actually cost $400,000 when you're thinking about undergrad, med school, a law degree, and those type of things. And if I was to completely dismiss it, then she may have to take out a secret bank account and save for our son all on her own. But the thing is, we end up having a really good conversation about the subject and came to a compromise of, okay, let's at least save half of that, and then maybe the other half we can use for college expense or outside of a 529 account, so we can use for other things that we may like to do for him. For example, pay for his wedding, or help him with a down payment for their house, or help him to start a business if he decides to do that as well. And so we're only able to make that compromise because we took each other's perspective seriously. And that could have caused financial infidelity. And who knows what that would have led to.
And the bottom line is being willing to communicate with your spouse about what you need and what you desire, and just not only communicating or talking, but being able to listen and actually take to heart what your partner has to say is super important in preventing financial infidelity from happening.
So the next reason or thing that really caused financial infidelity is one partner trying to control the finances. And so there is one example in the book where a wife spent over $12,000 on a credit card, and she didn't spend it on things that you would normally think that would be on a credit card for someone that is a spender, like clothes, Louis bags, Gucci shoes. No, she actually spent it on like food for the house, formula, and essentially essentials. And one of the big things about it was the husband had such a tight budget that she couldn't actually buy all the things that they needed for the house. So she had to take out a secret credit card and put it on that.
And this example just shows you how there can be mistrust when it comes to finances, because the husband didn't trust the wife to be honest about her spending, and the wife didn't trust her husband to provide her with the money that she needed in order to take care of things for the household.
And I think it's so real because communication is so important when it comes to all of these issues. And it can be so hard to even have an open dialogue sometimes with your partner about money. But it's so important because if it doesn't happen, it will lead to some type of financial infidelity.
With that being said, our final root cause of financial infidelity is money secrets. Now, this can be that secret account your grandma told you to have in case your husband starts playing crazy, or that money you invested, I don't have one, babe, or that money you invested into your friend's business without telling your spouse. Basically, it's anything that's secret related to money. And you can see how this can lead to distrust. You may have that secret account because you don't trust your partner. Well, family, thank you for listening. We hope that you were able to learn about the root causes of financial infidelity, and preventing financial infidelity basically boils down to communication, listening, hearing each other, communicating what you need, and working together to solve your issues. I love the book because it gives practical examples and practical ways of how to have these communications, and we'll probably do a video on that, so stay tuned.
So the final thing that I would say is Christina just did a video on the 5 money personalities. And one of the things we know about the different money personalities is that they're so different that each one thinks the other person is crazy. And so you may think your partner position is crazy, but your partner is thinking that your position is crazy as well. And when you actually talk through your issues, you realize that both of you are really speaking from a genuine position and usually from a genuine concern for the other person. And that's why communication and all of these things are so important. And that's one thing that we've learned in marriage in general. If you don't talk it out and if you don't assume that your partner has the best intent, it can get very personal and very heated. So if you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to be notified of when we post something new. And like I always say, God bless you, and remember to live
your best life.
Or you may have a secret account because you just grew up like that. I know I didn't, but that's another story.